Are you ready to party? Because I know I am. What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the I Don't Know podcast. This is your host, Veronica Towers. And today I'm going to have my first official guest. I'm super thrilled about that. It's my dear friend, Eric. We're going to talk a little bit about sexuality. The title of this episode is Am I Gay? ? Last time he was on was Season 1, Episode 2, and now it's Season 3, Episode 2. So, he's going to be a reoccurring guest. He's one of my best friends, and we're going to give this a go. So let's get this guy on the meeting. Please stand by.
Hi,
Everyone. Welcome back to the I Don't Know podcast. I want to be clear. This is our second go around.
That's why I'm bursting out laughing. It's our second time around.
We didn't record back to back though. It was a day apart. Yesterday we recorded the first episode, but me being 87 years old, I didn't know how to work like the Zoom gallery view. So the whole interview, it's just like Eric staring at the camera. But okay, welcome back. This is your second time. I gave a little bit of an intro and I talked about what we're going to talk about, but also how we talked about the same or a similar thing the first time you were here. Season 1, Episode 2. And now Season 3, Episode 2. Is she a reoccurring character?
Yeah, this is my second time as a guest, and I came on to the I Don't Know podcast as a co-host. A co-host, yes.
Yeah, we've done big things. I sense producer creds coming at you.
To me?
To you.
Well, you don't let me be in the room where it happens.
I know.
Where you brainstorm.
I can't. I don't know. It's a weird thing, but I can give you a sneak peek of if I ever glance down at my hoo-ha. This is where I keep my notes.
Do you feel like Alice from Twilight, like just sketching a vision?
I hate you. No, you know what I feel like? I feel like the Hollywood medium where he's like sweating and like sketching away.
Makes sense as a creative. If that's what fuels you and your creativity, then you have to do that. Yeah.
But since we're talking about creativity, I was going to leave this till the end like yesterday. But you know what? Since we're fucking here, let's just talk about it. You're a fellow creative person. Damn, English is hard.
Just to let you know, there's no wrong way to speak the English language.
Oh, wow. Is that like
it's science? A linguistic like theory.
Oh, you have a YouTube channel, you make video content, and it's good. So what the fuck is up with that, Kyle?
Yes, I do have a YouTube channel. And I recently posted a video this week that we're recording the podcast on my brand new camera.
She's expensive.
Yes, so be expecting some more vlogs in the near future. I do want to post weekly, but do not hold me accountable to that because
We will. Oh no. I don't know, podcast listeners, just like you guys are gonna have to hold me accountable, him too, okay? I'm sending my game. We're like the Barbs, okay? We will come for you.
One thing that has been stopping me from being consistent on YouTube is because I'm still juggling university and I'm on the last few weeks of university, my undergraduate career, and I'm just trying to get that shit out of the way, not to discredit education and not being mean towards education, but mentally, it
was not it for you.
There's going to be more free time on my hands. So.
Yes, and
adult money.
For real. You can pour in that extra time that you were spending at school into putting out more content. Everyone go give it a watch. There's some videos featuring yours truly. Some mukbangs.
Italian food, Thai food.
Yum. Okay, now let's hop into the topic of this episode. Are you ready to get into it? All right. So this episode is called Am I Gay? And I think the reason that I like having these conversations with you is because you're probably the only person who I know who's like as open to talk about like sex and like sexuality. You know, you just don't care because it is what it is. That's why I want to talk about it with you. And the title of this episode is Am I Gay? So let's both answer on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I feel like these terms could be used like interchangeably.
Yeah.
So like if you're in a relationship with a woman, I mean, isn't that considered like a lesbian relationship and like being gay?
I mean, yeah, like the gay part, I don't know if I would consider it a lesbian relationship because like I don't know. It's so confusing. That's why we're talking about this. Like this sexuality spectrum is like, even over the past maybe few years has just been broadened. Like, final quiz. What does LGBTQ plus stand for?
L is for the way you look at me. No. LGB is lesbian, gay, bisexual, LGBTQ.
Trans.
Q is T is trans. Q is either queer or questionable at one point, I think it was. And then plus is just like the remaining of the letters are associated with that long acronym.
And what are those letters?
I don't know by the top of my head. But it's like two souls. I know it includes like Native American culture in that acronym
really?
too. Mm-hmm.
Oh,
but
wow.
I'm not 100% sure what the full
inclusive.
acronym is. Yeah.
Cute. It's such a long title. But okay, let's talk about being homosexuals. Let's talk coming out. You know, that's always fun. That's always the main topic of discussion when it comes to the gays. How was your coming out story? I think we probably touched on it a bit last time. This time around, let's get the deets.
So for my coming out, I don't think I've had like an official coming out to my family, like, hey, I'm gay. But I did come out for the first time on the internet on the I Don't Know podcast, Are You Gay? Season 1, Episode 2. And I Don't Know podcast got the exclusive on that. But I've never had the intention to come out because it's kind of contradicting. Like, why don't heterosexuals have to come out? And I question that. And also being gay, my family has been very accepting because my older cousins are the pioneers in our family and are the first to grow up here in the United States, actually. And they
first generation.
They're actually the first gen, yes.
First gen.
Well, you know, the culture here is a little bit more open, so they were more comfortable being who they are around their family.
That's so good. I'm so glad that you had that experience because, you know, yes, like I said, yesterday we talked a little bit about this and we touched on how not everybody has that smooth sailing of an experience. It's sometimes very traumatic and like chaotic for some people. It's, you know, people of different backgrounds. I don't want to pin it specifically on like religious people, but in my experience, I felt like the shame of being bisexual because of my religion, because of how Catholic I grew up. Not that my mom or like my family was ever like homophobic about it, but my mom was like super religious and the church was like, not today, Missy. So
would the church explicitly say something against homosexuals?
No, but no. Okay, so the church that I went to, we're not going to expose any names, but
drama in that church.
Yeah. And the priest, who's like the main dude there, you know, he's pretty cool, but he followed the word of the Bible, and the Bible is like, you gay, you get stoned in head. So like shit like that made my coming out experience different. I mean, honestly, I don't have a coming out experience.
I mean, you did eventually come out on Twitter.
Oh yeah, I did on Twitter, just like for fun, because I wanted to put the picture of Lin-Manuel Miranda going, biting his lip.
But don't get me wrong. I mean, I had a great experience in my family. Like it was accepting and I grew up in a lovable environment. But at public school, things were a little tough with people my age because I guess they could tell by the high pitch in my voice. that I was different. They did bully me about it, or not bully me, but like ask me questions about my sexuality when I wasn't aware of it or what
Are
that
you
was.
gay?
I'm just like, what does gay mean?
And that was that.
And that was that. Yeah. Did I ever come out to someone? I talked about my little girlfriend last time.
So yeah, we talked about this yesterday already, so it's not that fresh. But the question leading up to that was, have you ever found yourself in a situation where you pretended to be straight? And you were like, yeah, my little girlfriend.
So I had this little girlfriend in middle school, and I would sneak out at night just to go like hang out by her window. And then we would just make out all night long. And then I'd come back home with my little stool that I would carry because I wasn't like tall enough to
It was
like
a
reach.
to-go stool.
It
You
was
wouldn't leave it there?
No, I would take it because
Hide the
we need.
evidence.
And, we did that for a while. And then one night she wanted to take the next step. And the next step is like,
what's the next step?
a boob grab. Me hice el dormido. Yo me hice el dormido because it was like already la madrugada. Like,
wait, you acted like you were asleep?
Well, like I was falling asleep. Like I was like legit like this on the windowsill. Is that what it's called? Windowsill? Like this?
Windowsill,
And then we were just like holding hands and whatever. But she grabbed my hand and like placed it on her chest. And I just made el dormido like.
Oh my God, Eric.
But I've never felt a sexual attraction to her. Just like kissing was okay for me, but anything below the waist and above the waist, above the torso was just not it for me.
How did she react to that? How did she react to like you not showing interest in taking that next step?
She never questioned it, I think. I don't think she ever brought it up around me. I don't know what she talked with her little friends about.
How did that relationship go? How did it end?
It ended through text message. It was like going into winter break. And I told one of our close friends of the time to give back this like box of belongings that she gave me, a little gift she gave me, and I just wanted her to just have them back and discard of them however she pleases. And so she texts me and she's just like, I can't believe you told so-and-so to bring me this and blah blah blah, like why do I want this shit? And then she just ended it with calling me a faggot. And I was like, honey, you're not wrong. I didn't tell her this, but now that I think about it, I'm like, honey, you're not wrong, but don't use that word.
Yeah. Again, I've heard this story. That's why my reaction is to laugh, because like she came at you so hard.
I don't think she ever even found out that I'm gay or knows.
So she just used the word as like or not a derogatory term, more so like as a curse word. You don't think she was calling you that because she thought you were gay?
Maybe. I don't know what her intention was. But we were like 13, 14, so.
Yeah. And in middle school, you don't know shit. Even though I did peak in middle school, and I stand by that. But in middle school, we never even learned about sex ed. Oh, we talked about sex ed yesterday. All we learn is hetero sex, male genitalia, women genitalia going sperm to egg, baby, marry, like couple, boy, girl. That's all we learn. Like, what about everything else? What about anal sex? What about oral sex?
Sodomy.
Did you, in your experience, have any teachers or any sort of lessons that highlighted the LGBTQ plus?
Just to give you guys a little bit of my positionality here, I grew up in the Long Beach Unified School District, right? So a public school specifically. And so 5th grade is when they separate the boys and the girls, puts them into 2 separate rooms. I'm not sure if they show us the same video. I don't remember that video specifically, but the next time we were talking about the reproductive system was like 7th grade health sciences. That's in 7th grade health class. I had a teacher named Mrs. Wells, and she was very open to everyone's questions, no matter how stupid it was. But she was very open to talk about her own sex life within her marriage to help educate us. I mean, yeah, not in inappropriate terms.
Okay.
Like it was that class time to talk about the
Okay.
It wasn't like all the time.
Uh-huh.
No, it wasn't.
Me and my hubby got it on last night, you guys.
No. But the next time I think we encounter the sex education is like health class in 9th grade. I don't know if we talk about the reproductive system.
I don't know, like, I took biology, but it was, again, the basic, like, this is how you make a baby. The end.
Yeah. It's never like, oh, hey guys, protect yourself from oral sex. Here's some dental dams. Hey guys, make sure you wear a condom for anal sex because you could get STDs up there.
Yeah. That's not something you could say. That's just common sense. No, it's not.
Mm-mm.
Like, there's so many misconceptions about sex ed, about STDs, about gay sex, about lesbian sex. It's so so diverse, and we're only being taught
Nothing.
10% of that. Yeah. So it's completely not fair, but the times are changing.
Yes,
And
because the kids have turned to an alternative, and the alternative is the internet. But the internet could be misconceiving too. So why wouldn't you want sex ed to be either taught in public school as a curriculum? If you're not up to that and want to reserve that for the home only, then like opt out and sign a waiver or something.
I mean, yeah, like that's, I guess, to each parent's thing. But if they made you sign a waiver for the straight stuff, then that's fine. But like if it's only so you don't have to see gay stuff, we can't do that. We have to normalize it. That's the whole point.
Yeah.
But yeah, it definitely needs to be taught more. Is there something that you didn't know up until like later in life?
Okay, well, as sexually active adult, I regularly do get tested, and I think it's important that if you are going to be a sexually active adult, you find a way to get tested frequently because that's for your safety and for the safety of the other person.
Yeah.
And one thing I didn't know was that when I first started getting my STD test was that the doctor will only order a blood test and a urine test for an STD screening.
Mm-hmm.
And that was it. I questioned myself, hey bro, like I'm a gay man, like I legit have oral sex and have anal sex. So why aren't you testing for that? And so I found out later that I have to request that and explicitly state what I want to my doctor and let them know like what type of sex I'm having so they could order the swabbing test.
Okay. So what does that test for as opposed to a blood test, do you know?
Oh yeah, the same thing like chlamydia, gonorrhea.
But it's like
or
a more thorough test.
Well, I mean, yeah, if you're someone who's having unprotected oral sex or anal sex, like the infection could live in two separate areas. So like if you have an infection in your throat, but not in and not in like your vaginal or like urethra area, it's not going to be detected because, there's no infection down there. But if you were to run the swab in your throat and you do have an infection, then it will
catch it.
Catch it. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Bro, I didn't know that till right now. So you see, we don't be knowing anything. Is there anything in specific that you would want to teach a little gay boy who's might be listening? Like, I don't know how to do this. My parents won't talk to me about sex.
I honestly don't know because I did not have that person for myself. Like, it's something that I had to discover on my own.
Yeah.
And I mean, there's so many resources on the internet, but either be safe, like I said, if you're being sexually active, make sure you get tested.
Yeah.
That's it.
You see, all the shit that we're neglected to be told, it's so unfair. And I think that also comes with the world hasn't, I know we're more accepting. I know that the world is like, or I mean, I guess I'm talking about our country in specific because I can't talk for the rest of the world, but our country specifically is in a more accepting space. I mean, kind of allegedly we're in the Supreme Court trying to reverse some things, but in the past few years, we have been on the track towards acceptance, but I still don't feel like it's normalized enough to the point that it's in included in everything. Like, it's still huge news if there's like a lesbian couple in a Disney movie or something, you know?
Because representation matters,
Yes,
and
you're absolutely right. You're
that
absolutely
has
right.
never been shown on like big motion pictures or like
Yeah.
TV series or anything like that in the past.
Yeah, so I guess that I mean it more in the sense of, when will we get to the point where that is not like huge news anymore, where it's just normalized? Or do you think it's always going to be something that's like opposed, or people are going to have strong opposite views towards homosexuality?
Yeah, because of religion, I think one would be one major factor.
Yeah.
I don't know why the government has to get involved and put their religious views on this.
Exactly. Hello, separation of church and state. Are you at the door? Exactly. Like, what the fuck? Separation of church and state doesn't seem to be a thing, and especially under this administration. I mean, I don't want to get into politics. I don't want your episode to turn into
A
politics,
rant.
but you know how I feel.
I think you're not the only one who feels like that,
Of
though.
of course. I mean, I don't like saying this because it makes me sound ignorant, but I was ignorant to politics before this administration. I didn't give a fuck. I mean, obviously we weren't even old enough to really vote or anything like that, but still, like, I didn't pay any mind to politics at all. And then this administration started, and it fucking opened my eyes to the reality of this country and what the people in power do to take advantage of the working class and the lower class in this country, and minorities, and that includes LGBTQ plus people, especially LGBTQ plus minorities, trans people, trans Black community. The government is all up in our fucking business. Why you all up in our pussy, boy? Like, why do you need to know?
And they get mad when cartels go off the grid.
Fucking bitches. Mind your business. I don't know. But let's talk about let's continue talking
Wait,
about
I
being
want to
like,
say something about that, though.
oh my God, yes.
About like how you're saying that it's not until this administration that you were becoming more involved in politics.
Open my third eye.
Yes, but it's something that I've been noticing too, is that a lot of things are getting politicized during this administration. Like masks, for example.
Masks.
Like a face covering getting politicized.
It's because it's a Democratic hoax.
No, but I think that's a good thing, because if it's being talked a lot about, that means people are talking about it and a lot of people are discussing it. So I think
Discussing what?
politics. So I think people are becoming more aware and like putting their 2 cents into politics because of this administration.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I mean, yeah, I knew I wasn't alone in the, like, it just caught my attention, but I think it caught my attention in such a negative way, in the fact that, like, I realized, like, a sense of fear came over me of like, wow, we're really just a fucking number to them. This is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't
You're
know.
Social.
I think when that third eye opens, like, you can never go back. Hits blunt. But okay, fuck this administration. Let's talk about being gay and liking penis and vaginas, because that's what the fuck I want to talk about today. I want to talk about the sex scene in LA gay community. Talk to me.
Okay, so what I've learned is that the gay scene has always been low key, and there's only like specific spots people who are homosexuals feel comfortable expressing who they are and being themselves as a community. And these are like LGBTQ plus centers, or like gay clubs, gay bars, and all that, and that nightlife scene. But that has also been transitioning with how the internet has evolved. And so now it has transitioned to online dating and online cruising. Are you familiar with the term cruising?
Cruising?
Mm-hmm.
No.
So cruising means just like someone looking out for sexual encounters.
Hookups.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So like Grindr.
I mean, that's one app.
Uh-huh.
There's multiple apps. I don't know if you want to name them, drop them.
I don't know any of them. Sure.
I mean, yeah, there's that I know of, like Grindr's the most popular one here in LA. And I think it's because it is an LA-based app. Like, it's developed here, I think.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm. And then what else? All I know is like Jacked. And there's like Tinder also where you could like change your settings. But that has transitioned there, and there's just more of a hookup culture, I think. Well, I haven't seen that like encountered people wanting to like settle down or whatever or be in a relationship.
Okay.
But I don't know. I think LA is not a place to come and find love. Like you need to go abroad for that.
Abroad?
Yeah. I recommend going abroad if you can.
Is love dead in LA?
Yeah. It has to be. It's extremely love dead here.
Wow. Tell me how I'm supposed to
You
play
gotta move to New York where there's no social friction.
New York is the same. What do you mean no social friction?
What social friction is, so like compared to LA, like LA, you have to like schedule some time before to commute to meet up with someone on the other side of town. And like sometimes your schedules don't meet, so you can't really, it's like difficult to meet up with people. And in New York, because everything is so compact and close and like you could walk distances away and like meet up with people quicker, like that's the social friction in New York is less than in LA because there's no boundaries. That many boundaries.
That makes a lot of sense.
But let me tell y'all, there's just different feeling when you meet someone in person and not through an app, and like you guys actually do get along. Like I've got to experience that myself, and it's just a much more pleasing experience. So I don't want to say
it feels more real.
It's more real. It's more like realistic.
Are you in search for like the one? Is that the goal for you in your life?
No, I don't think there is the one. I don't think the one exists. But if something develops along the way, I'm not going to be opposed to it either and be an amargado. Like I'm going to accept the love that comes my way.
Okay, good. Well, I'm glad to hear that. Yeah. As long as you're not like I'm going to be alone for the rest of my life kind of, which is like fine. If that's the route you want to take for yourself, that's fine. But I'm saying because I know you personally and I know how much like love you have to give. Like I hope that, you're open to that. But okay, so we touched a little bit about dating in the gay community. How are you at dating right now? How's your dating life? Non-existent?
I don't have no dating game, guys. Like, yeah, my dating game sucks ass. Like, that's why I want to move to New York so I could work on that shit. Like, I love when people are witty with their words and like they give like double meaning to their meanings, and it's just like flirting.
Yeah,
I don't know. Flirting. I don't know how to do that.
Yeah, I mean, I feel you. I don't know how to flirt either, but
girl, you know how to flirt. Who you playing?
But when it comes to women, I have no game. I'm scared. I'm so scared to like say the wrong thing or like I don't want to be like. So I guess when you say like, girl, you know how to flirt, you're talking more with guys.
Okay, I could relate to that. I mean, I had a little girlfriend, like I mentioned earlier. Like I'm good at communicating with women and getting along with women because I've been surrounded by so many women in my life. And talking to men is just strange to me. Like it's foreign. I don't know if it was because they've always like outcasted me or I don't know what it was, but I've never had male friends. I mean, early on in life, yeah, I did, but like
the bro community, you don't.
I've never been part of the bro community in public schools.
Yeah.
I was one of the girls.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's not like it's two different sides of me. One of them just comes like easier to me. And I think that's because I have predominantly dated men. So now that I'm like more open about it and like I'm on my own and I can do whatever the fuck I want and talk to whoever the fuck I want, I don't know how to do that because I never like practiced at that. So it's scary out here. If any of the gay women in my life have any advice to give me, what do I do? How does one get gay?
Have you dealt with any lesbian apps before? Like, have you signed up for any?
Yeah, I have. So should I name drop my
apps?
So yeah, there's the Tinder one that you can switch the settings to like your preferences. So women looking for women. And then there's the app Her. And then there's like one called Scissor, but I know that sounds like sexual, but it's not, but it kind of is. I do want to say that I don't think there's an app out there for like lesbian women, like Grindr for gay men, because Grindr is very like, we're here for a reason.
It's like close proximity, like the
Yeah.
boy next door type of thing.
Yeah, so like Her is like a lesbian app, and that one, someone could pop up on my feed and they're like 96 miles away. That's kind of how it is for all of them. Like there's not really that many people around you. Like it just is all around not a good time. So, I mean, with those, yeah, I've had like experiences because of those apps, but like none of them led to anything more than like a one-time thing, you know?
I know.
Yeah. Yeah, you do know. But I don't know how to date. I don't know how to date.
I want to learn how to date. Like,
Me
that's hot.
too.
It's hot. It's hot to learn how to flirt and, like, like have fun with another person.
Yeah.
I want my Carrie Bradshaw moment.
We need to step it up a little bit. I think you and I have had several conversations about how we need to start dipping our toes into the like pride community. Like we need to have more pride for being who we are.
Can I confess something? And I don't want none of your viewers to be mad or anything, but I've actually never been to a gay pride in my life.
You homophobe!
I've never stepped foot into even the teen pride on Fridays here in Long Beach. Nothing.
Wow.
The gay scene is foreign, and I've seen different spectrums of the gay scene, and it's just, it can be a little intimidating, and especially here in LA, it's very about your looks.
So the like buff guys in Speedos twirling the thingies, that's what we're seeing.
And their cute little underwear. Showing their bulges.
So that's kind of like visually what you see at pride festivals or like pride parades or whatever. But it's also deeper than that. It's just being with people alike. No one here feels the way that the people out there feel about you. Because you could be walking down the street and you don't know what these, like if I was walking holding a girl's hand, I don't know what these people are thinking. Not saying that you should care, but if you do care, being in a place like Pride, or how earlier you were saying like the places that make the gay community feel safe, you're not being judged by anyone there. Like imagine the empowerment that gives you, the sense of community.
At home and on the weekends, I was always myself 100%, and I think that's the balance I needed to get through not university, through grade school. And I don't think I carry any trauma for being gay.
Good. That's such a positive experience. And I think it's important to highlight these experiences too, because that means that it is becoming normalized, that it's not that big of a deal all the time. Now you're just having a regular dangular schmangular life.
I don't know if my relatives in Mexico know that I'm gay, but I just want to let y'all know that I am. If you ask me, I'll be more than happy to tell you, but also don't come at me like we ain't never done that before, and what you choose today was stay.
Yeah, like you've never had a combo with this person and they're like, hey bro, you gay? And that's what the gay experience has been like for us. I don't know about any of y'all. If you guys have any coming out stories that you want to share with us, or
you need someone to come out to, I'm here.
Yeah, hit us up at Veronica Towers on Instagram, at I Don't Know Pod on Insta, or Eric, if you want to plug your personal Insta.
My Insta is at Eric V Chavez.
Yes, so you can hit him up there too if you just need someone to talk to. But hit up that in Instagram for the podcast account and talk about your stories, and we can touch on them next episode. That would be a blast in a glass. So talking about community-based things, let's talk to the people about the kind of shows that we've been watching during quarantine. What has been keeping you alive?
So at the very beginning of quarantine, I started watching Game of Thrones. And let me tell you, that was an experience. And I just want to go ahead and thank you here for introducing me and letting me use your Amazon Prime to this day.
You're welcome.
Because that show actually like got me
Changed
out of
us.
it really got me out of the rut we were facing in the beginning and all these changes that were happening. And it just like, diving into this world of ascending kingdoms is breathtaking.
Uh-huh. Wow. It really was a time in our lives, Game of
Hmm.
Thrones. I'm definitely sad we were late to the game. Like,
Yeah,
I
but
wish we could have experienced that with everyone else because it was such a huge phenomenon, and like I'm sure the energy of everyone would have been like but we had our own experience with it and it was still just as incredible. So
I agree with you. But I'm also glad that we didn't have to wait weekly and months for the next season to come out
yeah,
because we
you're
binge
right.
watched the mother effing shit out of this.
Yeah,
And
we really did.
every minute was worth it, guys. Hang on in there. Like it takes some time to be involved with all the characters because you have to know their story and their names and
And
where
there's
they
so
belong.
many of them. There's so many characters and storylines, but they're all so good and like how they intertwine. Ah! Oh my god.
Well,
Okay,
if you
so
guys
there's
ever get to the point of watching Battle of the Bastards, make sure to hit up Veronica and let her know your thoughts and experiences. Like you should vlog yourself and just like tag her or something because she'll love to see your reaction.
because I already watch reaction videos of strangers on YouTube to Battle of the Bastards. So if any of you watch it and react to it, oh my god, that's a dream. That would be a dream come true. Thank you. But okay, besides Game of Thrones, I know it's a tough act to follow, but you did see some other amazing stuff, right? So,
Yes, I watched Sex and the City for the very first time in my life.
yes.
And oh my God, Carrie Bradshaw, her life is just magical and living the New York lifestyle. But every
Yeah.
time I watch a series that aired in the early 2000s, specifically 2001, I always like to like point out 9/11 to see how the networks or like TV series like implemented that.
Yeah.
But they mostly like what I noticed in France and in Sex and the City, it was that they dedicated like a whole episode. Like this episode is dedicated to the city of New York.
Yeah. Aw. You're the only person I know who ever talks about that. Like if there's a episode or like a show or a movie that came out in 2001, you're like, did they talk about 9/11?
What
Yeah.
about you? This is an LGBTQ plus episode. Have you watched any LGBTQ plus representation series?
I watched Pose. Shout out to Kenya, Petunia, my madrina, and her girlfriend Casey. They showed me that show. The first episode alone was like, oh my God, I need to watch this. And I binge watched that show. And of course, it's fucking Brian Murphy. And I watched Glee. I guess that's another
You watched
LGBT.
Glee.
That's another
Mhm.
LGBTQ plus because only gay people love Glee. So Glee, and then another gay thing, Hamilton.
Hamilton, I forgot about her. Disney Plus gave us Hamilton and
Yeah.
the best thing ever streamed.
Yeah, that musical really changed my life. And it also made me kind of sad at how little opportunity like us regular folk have to watch masterpieces like that, how it's so
Hmm.
exclusive. I know that that's not the goal of a lot of the creators of plays and stuff to make it exclusive and like super expensive, but like, hey, we want to see it too. I want to feel inspired. And I did. I watched that show. I felt so inspired.
We've streamed it more than 10 times, 15 maybe. For you,
This
maybe
week?
more.
This week, no, I did watch it. Like when I first watched it, I was watching it all day, every day. But I still listen to the soundtrack all day, every day. That hasn't changed. It's
There's a Hamilton lyric for every moment in your life. You could
yeah,
speak Hamilton, and
yep.
and
And
if
we
you
do.
watched, and if you watch, you'll understand.
Yep. For a minute there, we were also talking in Game of Thrones. It just seems we take on these languages. What are you most excited to do when we're out of this lockdown? Give me one thing that you would do. Like if the world was right back to normal. No, if the world went back to normal right now, what is the first like normal thing you would do? Let me give you an example. For me, it would go to be at a movie premiere, like of a new movie, and just sit in a movie theater, eating popcorn with my friends and like the whole theater full, just cracking up together, being scared together. Like that's such an experience.
What brings joy to me and what I want to do is go to a live concert and be in the mosh pits and in the pits with people shoulder to shoulder, singing our lungs out to our favorite artist. Before lockdown, I got to see Tame Impala in March, and then 1 week later, the world shut down. And that was the last concert experience that I had this year.
Going to a concert is definitely something that I would like to enjoy as myself, coming back into the world. Ending that on a happy ass note of coronavirus, and we're still in lockdown. I want to wrap it up. I want to thank you for coming onto the show again. I fully expect you to be a reoccurring member on this podcast from now on. Is that a fair expectation?
Yes, I don't know where I'm gonna fit in, but wherever you put me, I'm glad to be there.
I'm not gonna pay you absolutely anything besides maybe a thumbs up.
Unpaid internship.
Yeah, but I wanted to offer you a gig for this upcoming week of being executive producer, popping up on our screen. I'm going to have a Twilight themed episode with a special someone. I was thinking if maybe you could do like some fun trivia questions or something so that you can test me too, because
oh my God, I want to dress up.
Yeah,
we have to dress up.
Call her right now. You guys, we might actually just get confirmation if this is going to happen or not. Okay, so it's going to air on Halloween. So we need to record it like pretty soon. And it's going to be a full-on Halloween themed Twilight episode. Yeah. You heard it here first, folks. My dear friend Irene is coming onto the I Don't Know podcast on Halloween for a full Twilight themed episode. Eric is going to be our special host that evening, where he's going to ask us maybe some trivia questions or just little funsies activities. There might be some surprises if you tune into the YouTube channel. This is not something that you'll be able to see just listening on the regular platform. So make sure you tune in to the YouTube channel to watch this special episode. All the other ones, if you want to just listen, I understand. But for this one, tune in. That's all I can say. But okay, we're going to end it there. We even gave him a sneak preview of what's to come for this next episode. So good for y'all. You got it out of me. We'll talk to you then. It would be Halloween because this is going to air.
I don't know. But I'll catch you later. Thank you for having me. And don't forget, you guys could check out my website, www.ericvchavez.com. And all my socials would pop up. So go ahead and check me out.
This thought-ass plug. All right, Eric, thank you so much. I'll talk to you soon.
Bye. See you soon.
Bye.
Thank you.
You want to close it out with a song with me? Yeah, we don't even need to bring it anymore. You did it for us. Thank you so much. Bye, everyone.